And I'm live. I am. This is going to be confusing as heck, but still, I'm live. It's not going to be a long one today because I've got other stuff to do. My children pick up in about an hour's time. Yeah, put my hat on so I can actually see. So I don't intend to be advertising this anywhere. No live stream bits or anything. No self-promotion areas. This is more to give me the chance to see what I'm actually doing on a camera properly, because it does help to see. It's a bit of a weird one, but it does help having it on camera. It helps see little things that I normally miss. But today's to get these nice little things up to some degree of, which one should I pick up? That one. It's kind of more of a dirty down look rather than the nice clean finish. You can see it's a nice clean finish up there, whereas this one is, well, I don't know actually if you can see that, it is grimier. And you'll see what I mean in a minute, because we're using brown to dry brush the damn thing all the way over. Once you've done the brown dry brush, then you go back over it again with the silver dry brush. But as I have put some of the detail work in already, I've got to be quite careful not to coat the brass bits or the lights or the blue bits or any the skull bits that I don't want to get with the paint. So this should be fun. We've got a good coating. As I said, I won't be up here long, but if anyone does have the ability to contact me and wish to come up, then feel free to do so. Quite happy to let you up here and have a quick chat. If anyone's got any questions, I just want to talk in general. After all, watching somebody paint is almost like watching paint dry. Yeah, funny joke, I know. Funny me. But it is quite a quick process if you can get it started off and done right. I'm just hoping I can get enough of it done before I have to close the stream down and go out. Have I left my brew in the most awkward place possible? Yes, I have. I've left my brew in the most awkward place possible. Right at the other side of the desk where I'm not going to be able to get to it. And this is the one I'm particularly looking forward to getting done right. Thank you very much. Because this is the one where I see, you can't see because of this bloody light. But essentially, I tried to put some of the oxidization stuff in on this one, and it didn't work the way I wanted it to. Where's my paintbrush gone? There it is. It didn't quite work as I wanted it to, which is what made the decision that this is going to have to get dulled down a bit so it can work more like the, you know, like you get the bluey green oxidization with copper. It's that type of effect. So that's what I can't remember. I'm using a different camera setup than usual. There we go. That's slightly better. Yeah, slightly better. You guys can see me. Let's move that so it's not directly staring at my crotch. This is the problem. Now I've currently not got my camera holding arm. I'm having to use the lower quality camera as the one focused on my painting. Yeah, my crappy phone camera, which is the forward facing one, so I can actually see what's going on me. So aren't you all lucky? You get me in high definition this time instead of the painting. If I move that down to there, yes, it gets in the way of my camera, but does it actually let me? Slightly shows me better what I'm doing. Does mean I'm also it's getting in the way of my brush, but I can deal with that. But I wasn't happy with. No, you'll be able to actually see it now. Yeah, there you can actually see there's a little bit more brown tinge to this one than there is to this one now. So that's what we're going to try and bring them all up to if we can. That way it looks like it's been used and it looks less like a plastic toy and more like an actual piece of machinery. However, despite it being much, much, much smaller. Hey Squirrel, how you doing, man? Hope you're feeling a lot better. Yeah, I know. I need to. I've got my paint trace in the way under my desk at the minute, so I can move my out of the way so I'm not quite getting a cross shot. If that helps, I hope you're feeling better, mate. Ribs hurting is not good. So let's try and get in the small spots. I see I can go over the brass bits again. That's not too bad. But getting the blue bits and the yellow bits and the skulls is going to be difficult if I go over it too much with this. So let's try not to. But despite I want it to be metal and rusted, this is actually a standard brown that I'm using. It's the Monvan brown that a lot of people. Excellent. I wondered what happened. Well, I didn't wonder what happened to your videos because you told us what happened to your videos. But that's good to hear. It's good to hear that you will be back up and running today. Hoping you made the most out of your rest period. As you have to if you bust up your ribs. Wasn't in a bar fight or anything, was it? Hopefully it was just a standard accident. I remember when I did mine up a few months ago. Mine was through being drunken and stupid. Which I know doesn't sound like me being drunk and stupid, but I was. I was very drunk. I was very stupid. And I'm just glad it was my ribs and not my sofa that cracked. Ribs heal, sofas take a lot of money to replace. Despite my insistence that I was okay. Things you do when you're absolutely trolleyed. So carry on back on. Don't want any much paint on my brush if I can help it. That's what this paper towel's for, and that's why it slowly gets covered brown. I was using my hand the other night and it looked like a very, very bad amputation. And replacement. Oh, no, no, no. If you're not 20 anymore, mate, you don't go doing stuff like that. Merry-go-rounds are faster than you think, especially when you're over 30. Much faster than you think. I don't think I've been on anything like that for quite a few years. Which is a shame. I did like the waltzers. Which are it's like a merry-go-round, but it's the ones where they've got you in a spinny little seat thing. If you can get the momentum and inertia going, then you can spin like a top. It's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I've not been on anything like that for quite some time. Hmm? Oh yes, you did. 47 and fat, yeah. Then don't go jumping onto things that are moving, mate. Don't go jumping onto things that are moving. If you're a bit top heavy, it doesn't like it, especially when the feet go. I should imagine that the people running the thing panicked a little bit, hoping you weren't going to sue. Right, what have I missed? All down the bottom there, and all down the bottom there, and down that side. But I need to be careful because I've got the blue. I don't want to touch any of that blue. I want to stay away from all of it with this brown because they don't mix well and it's quite hard to recover again. I don't particularly wish to strip the paint off it because if I get it wrong, it all goes all gloopy and mottled together. So let's at least try not to screw this up. I did all right with the other. What? I can't even count anymore. 8 pieces. Well, that doesn't mean to say that one can't go wrong due to lack of diligence. So let's keep this as much as we can. How long have we got left? Oh, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. I might actually get all 4 done if I can keep going at this rate before I have to shut it all down. I don't want to restart again later because I believe there are going to be other people who will be up and live around about the 5-6 o'clock mark. And by the time it's going to get to about 8 o'clock tonight, I am going to be absolutely shattered. That's 8 o'clock my time rather than 8 o'clock your time. 8 o'clock your time, I'm going to be in bed. That's going to be stupid o'clock in the morning. Back to the pots. It's the one problem with dry brushing and having the mic there. Let's move the mic right out of the way where I'm not going to catch it. Dry brushing uses a lot more paint than standard painting because you have to wipe the majority of it off. So if you end up with a big clump of paint on your brush, you're just getting rid of it all onto some paper towel or some cardboard, or generally just wasting it because you didn't get the right amount in the first place. Having the light there is great, but it's really getting in my way. It does have its downfall. As bright as it's going to go. I know I'm sat in the middle of daylight, but yeah, that is as brown as it's going on. Wow, you're just finishing recording at that time. I was going to say, it's what, nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon now for me? So I thought it would have been a bit earlier than that for you. But if you've just finished recording, I timed it very well. I'll say that is one of the issues I'm having at the moment is timing. I'm having most of my viewers being American, or at least the vocal viewers anyway, because there are more than one person in here at the moment, I believe. It says there is. Yeah, timing it for American viewers is a little bit difficult because when I think, oh, it's nice and evening time, no, you're all still in work or sorting kids out or generally not got a chance to sit down and do this. And by the time I'm doing the same, you're all getting ready to set up. I've had a look at the analytics. It does give me essentially when I get my best times is slightly early like these if I'm lucky, but generally around about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock my time. But when it comes to that, I'm busy. I've got stuff to do, so I don't actually get on at my best time. So I just make do with what I can do. Which after all is kind of what this point is, just to get these painted, really. If anything happens with the channel because of it, then so be it. But the channel's here so I can have time to paint. Otherwise, I'd never get around to doing it. And I'll still have a huge, massive brown and grey plastic sat in the cupboard, not doing anything. And if I ever want to get any more, I've got a better argument is if I say, look, I've done it all, I've painted it all. It's all ready to go. It gives me a better chance of actually getting some. But it's still expensive. It is still expensive. The last box I've had my eye on it is £150. Not 150, 180. And then there's an expansion box that I'd want to go on top of that to give heavy weapons and special weapons to them all. And that'd be just to expand my classic Marines, not even the primary section that I run. I think my primary my primary part actually outnumbers my classic Marine section now, so that's worrying. I've not been collecting the primary Marines for as long as I have the classic Marines. You just drop down a little bit further and go. You're just not doing anything at all, are you? Go on, out of the way. Give me a halo or something. Doesn't help, it's got a big brown splodge on it as well. How you doing, Captain? Hope you're doing all right today, mate. You managed to get everything working up on your end. I noticed you had Portal running yesterday. Fantastic game, but I was watching it on my phone, so the screen kept dropping. All right, let's see. Whoa, way too much paint. No. Way too much paint on that then. Yeah, see, there was. I knew there was a splodge on it somewhere. See, because I don't actually want to paint it brown. I just want to leave like a light residue. So when I go back over it with silver, it leaves it as a dirty, used metal look. I've already done it with silver, but I'm about to cover most of that up with this brown. The oxidizing part, I don't know if I can actually get it to show. Yeah, there we are. So the oxidizing part there, I tried getting in the middle, but didn't work. So I'm hoping that this will help clean it up and help that blue stand out a little bit more with it going against brown as opposed to black. What time are we on? 2 o'clock. Still got time. And I've realised I've not actually labelled which one's my desk because I'm an idiot. Usually have one camera as desk and one camera as me. I must be feeling narcissistic today because they're all labelled as me. Subconsciously narcissistic, of course. Even though I am fantastic, I don't like to broadcast it too much. So at least that's one covered in the brown colour. I'm definitely not going to get a chance to go over the silver this time. It's not going to happen a lot of time. Plus, I think I'm near enough out of my preferred silver. It's one that I bought years ago, but it's somehow managed to last this long. Seen as a basic gunmetal colour is what you would use the majority of the time in most of this hobby. It's very surprising. No days off for bad ribs. See, this no sick day thing, it's a real git. They've got to give you sick days. Time to heal. If you don't have a fully functioning workforce, then how do you expect your workforce to function? Ribs is a big one. It can affect your driving, it can affect your ability to carry, lift, shift, move, even breathe. So when I did mining, well, I can't remember when it was now. I was too drunk. But when mine went, I struggled breathing. I couldn't lift anything. Going shopping was more of a chore than it usually is. And it's only a chore because, well, I've got the potential that I'm not going to be able to do it at all. Well, that's, yeah, ribs are a bad one. Let's find some job. I'll let you have some sick time, mate. More than this 5 sick days thing. Get one of them ones that give you the unlimited ones. Because if you're sick, you're sick. If you can't work, you can't work. It's always beneficial to the company to have your staff working at peak efficiency. Stupid. You see, then you're relying on somebody else to actually drive, which is even worse because, as you said, some people just, even though they've got a license, they shouldn't be on the road. How they get a license is beyond me, some people. Type of people that aim for potholes and aim for grids and puddles thinks it's fun to score 10 points to splash the people on the side of the road to weave and duck about. Barely driving a straight line, which is quite funny seeing as most of your roads are straight. You know, when you're working against the clock, you don't have to work a bit quicker, don't you? And is, I believe I've just got a very important message that I need to send through. I also need to get this covered. He can hold on 5 minutes. It won't do him in. He's not going anywhere today. Neither am I, which is a sad thing. I should be out right now. But as it is, recovering from not being too well myself, although mine was just a bug. Seemed to only last yesterday, which is good. That's nice, Cap. You got to stay at home and do your work. I don't think I've actually found out what it is you do. You don't have to tell me here, of course. You don't have to tell me at all. I just don't think I've ever found out what it is you do. But with those working hours, I'll guess what? Politician? Yeah. Everyone wants the job where you only work 1 day a week. The rest of the time you get to spend it at home. I'd like a job. A job would be good. Trying to find someone to hire my unpredictable, barely functioning backside is quite difficult. Oh, cool, you import Tim. You import wood. Oh dear. Sorry, mate, but yeah, you import wood. That's hilarious. And for those people who don't realise why that's funny, go watch Beavis and Butthead. Oh, that's my stomach growling at me because I've not eaten today. Not eaten well, I have. I think I had toast this morning. But then that damn near killed me off and I had to go lie down to go sleep. Or I believe it was going to come back. No, that'll be the one that I was waiting for. So what was the other one? Oh, I don't like it when I get messages that I don't know what they are. My phone goes off and I don't. Yeah, mainly because they ignore it the majority of the time. El Generico sound for pay me attention, as the phone likes to do. I generally ignore unless I think I'm due something or somebody's due to contact me. In this case, I was expecting one, it shouldn't have come through a pay me attention sound. And I call it that because it seems the cadence of the actual tune does seem to go quite nicely with pay me attention. Oh, drink. I have to drink on live streams, whether it's alcohol or tea. Throat dries out far too much. See, that's a good job if you don't need a boss. You've not had if you're your own supervisor and you work from office 1 day a week, that is a good job. Right, where do we have a mist on here? Ding, 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 ding. Down that section. Void the bloody blue. In there, in there. Get that fan. Because yes, of course, there's a fan behind those grills. There always is something behind something else. Just so you have to get the ridiculous sized brushes just to get in there. Please don't get any of them. Generator number 2. Now it literally looks like somebody just diarrhea sharted all over the damn things. Not the look I was going for. But it's the halfway stage. Let's quickly forward this onto there we go. Oh, that's that done. God, that's bright outside. Jesus. Don't do sun over here in England. Don't like it. It's bright, it's warm, makes you uncomfortable. No, no, thank you. See, I should have put that in there first. Well. Reactor number 4, or plasma coil number 4, or whatever you want to call it. I can never remember the name of these things, and they don't sell them anymore for me to go and look. Look at me, I've got 4 of them, so I can make something out of it. At least some kind of platform or raised area. Because everything else runs at a 5-inch standing height. These seem to run at. You have a good day, squirrel. Hope you start feeling a lot better soon. What was I saying? Oh yeah, these stand at like 3 inches. Everything else seems to stand at 5 inches regarding the platform height, and it just for some reason it doesn't work very well. And trying to get close off that 2 inches so that it'll sit balanced with the rest of the stuff, I've really struggled. I mean, I've tried making little rocks and things for them to sit on to try and bring them to the height, but even that doesn't work properly. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I might end up to make these into just one large piece. I have all 4 reactors at once in one place, but then remove the modularity of it. So it's not. Yeah, I want to try and keep it as modular as I can, so I can move it around and have different setups rather than just having one set piece that appears all the time on the board. I can split them off into 2s or have them as a group of 4 if I really wished. I completely missed that with the silver last time. That's good. Make this browning a bit easier. So I'm still not sure of what I'm going to do with it. I think I will make it into at least 2 partial sections so I can join it up with the other bits. What on earth was that? Oh, doesn't matter, go away. It wasn't WhatsApp. There's no one trying to get a hold of me. So yeah, excellent. Gonna have to explain to my brother how to use that voucher that I've just sent to him. Oh, go away, you ridiculous. This is why I like using my camera, this for my camera, because it kind of shuts it off for a bit. And it stops messages coming through and all sorts. It's great. I thought I'd be clever. I'll put Discord up on my computer. That way Discord won't trigger on my phone. How wrong I was. Does not work that way. See? Again. Better yet. Right, go away. Go away. Yeah, I don't even want that. I want no, I want you to be completely silent. Turn vibrate off the lot. There we go. Shh. Phone's there for my convenience, not everyone else to Twitter away on it. I know it's my own fault for putting Discord on my phone, but still. It's my convenience. Sure. Go away. I'm not involved in the conversation, nor do I wish to be on that server. Well, some servers I do pay attention to, though. Or at least try to. And even though, why do you use a headset rather than a mic? Because, well, I'll use the mic on the headset because if I use the mic on my camera, I get feedback sometimes. Also, the mic on my camera is a lot more sensitive than the mic on my headset. So it'll pick up everything in the room around me. So if my missus was to say anything, then you would hear it fully. Whereas with this one, I can get away with at least having some sounds in the background without it being picked up. For instance, if she's watching something on television, or it also depends what I'm using as my camera. At the moment, I'm using my phone, so I have to have it in there, otherwise I get sound out of my phone and it causes a feedback loop. So I have to plug my headset into my phone and use that as a mic. If I was just using my standard headset from my PC, I could get away with the mic on my camera. It all depends how many cameras I'm using at the time, I suppose. So if I'm using multiple cameras, yeah, it's this one. That goes into my phone. Oh, get rid of the crack shot. Don't want any wandering mooses caught coming in thinking it's a lucky day. Yep, they're never going to live that one down, in case you was wondering. That's one that's definitely earned a reputation. Have I got a feeling I'm going to lose a viewer because that's the one that's sat there stalking? For the other viewer who is sat there and not typed, I'm joking, by the way. I do have a rather strange sense of humor. I do welcome all viewers, unless you're the type of viewer that will exploit someone without their knowledge while up on another stream. She can go take a running jump off a shark cliff. Or is it a long walk off a shark cliff? That's the one. Yeah, well, it is usually better to have a separate mic for audio purposes. The only thing is then you've got to make sure you've got good noise cancellation through the other options that you have. Now I'm running the basic of basic setups. I've got a television for a monitor. I've got my phone for one camera, which is that one, and I've got my partner's rather old Logitech camera, which is what, a decade plus now, maybe 20 years plus old. Yes, it's quite an old camera that I use as this one. It's that bad. You've got to manually focus it. It won't focus on its own. That's how bad it is. So I'm using old tech and making the most out of it, essentially. See, I mean, it works fine. I don't seem to have any problems with it. My camera makes me able to be mobile. Should I need to stand up and move from here, and like for instance, when I go for my cigarette breaks, I can take my camera with me and still be on stream, still talk to you, still communicate. My static cam, which does have a mic built into it, yeah, I can get away with, but as soon as I choose anything other than headphones to get my sound through, it picks it up, and then I just end up with that really high-pitched screeching noise that just loops and gets brighter, louder and louder and louder and louder, till the point where I know I've got to then mute my television, and then it makes it pointless. I need headphones then, otherwise I can't hear anything. So I'm blaming archaic old technology. That's what I'm blaming. I don't have any of these fancy setups like Thrash or JV or heck, Blake has a fancy setup. He can hear us and use a microphone without using headsets. Blake's got a better setup than I have. I think everybody's got a better setup than I have, to be quite honest. Yeah, they probably have. Well, where are they? Mentioning AirPods, where am I gone? I've got a feeling they're propping my camera up. Yeah, I've got a set of AirPods, but the mic isn't too great on it. So on Fridays, I could Bluetooth it up to, I could Bluetooth it up to my phone, which I just realized wasn't plugged in, was about to die on me. That would have been great halfway through the stream, wouldn't it? But the microphone's not very good on it. I mainly got them so I can listen to music while I'm outside. And I don't have to wear these big daft can thing, whatever they are. Because you do look a bit daft walking down the street with a set of gaming headset on. Not that I have a problem walking down the street looking daft. I manage that quite often on my own without the headsets. But kids get embarrassed, and as much as I enjoy embarrassing my children, I'd rather do it on my own terms. Thank you. 3 down. Yes, they do. They do. Blank screens on live streams, especially when you're gaming, do not work too well. But you're all right. You have people who are willing to help troubleshoot you through those. Just go live, and if it's not working, we'll come on, let you know. If we can think of anything, then we'll tell you that as well. So when I first started doing this, I lost power halfway through one of my first streams to most things apart from my phone. But what I didn't realize is I was still streaming, even though I didn't know I was streaming. So I think it was Alan and Aisha who ended up telling me that no, you're still up. This needs to be, and eventually got back onto the stream, and found out that yeah, I had been running for that half an hour when I'd been trying to sort out all my electrical issues and my faults that were happening without my knowledge at all, because I didn't realize how StreamYard works. I didn't realize if you don't log out, you're still there. I still learn a lot. I mean, just the screen setup I've got at the moment. Squirrel helped me out with that when I first got on, because I was originally doing it on this one, which, believe it or not, makes this camera a much lower quality. I know it sounds odd, but it condenses the screen and takes it out of the widescreen option. And I'm sure some people would much prefer me to do that. It's just so you don't get all of my stuff in there. But this setup does actually give me a slightly better, although you see far too much on that and don't see as much on here as I would like. See, I can't see that, but if I put that there and put it on, that one is now back in shot just by changing the screen layout. What I should actually do is that, so people can't see me and can actually see what I'm doing a little bit easier. This sunlight is really not helping. You say you're supposed to have the best light possible for painting, and it does help for painting. What they don't tell you is if you try and get it on camera, sunlight really doesn't like, our cameras really don't like sunlight. How long have I got left? I've got about 20 minutes, if that, before I have to go out. So I've got 20 minutes to get this one's done. Which means if I'm going to mess up on any, it's going to be this one, because this is the one that I'm now rushing. So what I'll do when I come back on later is I'll go through the doing the metallic again, and see, I don't know where to post this because I don't have, well, I do have an Instagram, but I don't particularly wish to advertise it all over YouTube. Obviously, I'm not advertising my Facebook on YouTube. So I'm not sure where to put, because I don't have a community tab, much like Chadio, even though he's monetized and I've got like 4 subscribers. I don't have a reason to moan about not having a community tab. But because I don't have a community tab, I have nowhere directly on the channel to post pictures of things that I've done off camera. So, and I can't do everything on camera because I only have a limited amount of time to use on streams. So yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss with that one. I mean, obviously I can send direct messages to certain people, as you figured out the other night, Captain. When I sent you a picture of the other stuff that I'd already done in, I think it was the 3-part stages, where some of them had been browned up, some of them had not been touched, and some of them had been browned and metalled. I should have, yeah, had the metallic part redone over the top. See, that's just way too much. That was just thick paint. That was just paint. Oh, just thick paint. I need to get rid of all that. There we go. That's still going on a bit too thick, but I can get over that. I can get past that with the silver. With a good wash. See, that's the next stage that I've not done on any of these, is do the wash, which is probably once I've got past all this, is probably the next stage that I'm going to have to do. Luckily, I've got about 3 tubs of the wash, and I can always make my own with some black paint and watering it down a lot, or some brown contrast and water that down a lot. Thanks very much for that brown contrast, Ezra, because that's going to come in very useful. I've got a few speed paints as well, which might be able to fill in the gap. So let's hopefully I can get things toned right so it's all nice and looking like a set rather than individual pieces, and stop it looking as much painted. I know it is painted, but the idea is to get it so it doesn't look painted, which is very, very hard. I should say very, very difficult before somebody makes jokes about things being hard while I'm on camera. Yes, I know I got in there before anyone else, but I didn't do it quite as blatantly. That's that side done. Bit more paint, get off there, and then let's see. Oh, now the sun goes in. Thank you very much. I've been relying on that light to do all these, and now it goes away. I mean, it's still daylight, I know, but bright daylight, dull daylight make a big difference. No worries, Captain. Depending on how long it takes, depends whether or not I'll still be here. It is now past, so it finishes in about 30 minutes. In other words, get my backside in gear. So I can go get kids from school. I'm also getting very dodgy looks from over the side of me here. I mean, I get dodgy looks from most people, but when it comes from your partner, it's especially noteworthy. You need to pay attention to those ones because those are the ones that may induce frying pan throwings. I had toast. I know I need to eat, but I also need to go get him. You're eating before he gets back, so he don't pinch. Yeah, he's gonna help himself to mine. I am not gonna get to eat in peace. For those of you who don't have the joys of children, yeah, you don't get to eat in peace because what's theirs is theirs, and when they want yours as well, because they eat you out of house and home, especially when they have an appetite like mine. He seems to have got all my bad parts. He's got my attitude and my appetite. Now, I have had plenty of years to get used to how to calm and curb my attitude and my temper and things. He hasn't yet. So it's extra fun. Extra fun. Never realised the worst person to argue with is myself, or at least a mini version. Well, how have I got 2 viewers? I'm not viewing myself, am I? Oh, I have a second viewer. I have a silent viewer, which I'm very appreciative for. Not that you're silent, just that you're a viewer. Very appreciative of all my viewers. If you haven't already, if you'd like to hit that like button, maybe even subscribe, that'll be an amazing, that'll be wonderful. A subscriber. That'll put me on still less than Captain. I mean, even if everybody who was in today has subscribed to me, it'll still put me on less subscribers than Captain. Which is probably going to make him laugh to no end. Okay. How's that looking? Have I got anywhere to go? Yeah. Answer my own question very quickly. Have I got anything else to paint? Yes, because I've missed a nice big section in the hard to reach places. Which of course I have. Because it's hard to reach. So get your fingers up it. And right up it like that. And get in that awkward section around there. Come on. It's like bit I'm trying to get, and can I even get it onto the camera? Yeah, I can. See that little grill bit in there? All down in there. That's the bit I'm trying to get. And it's not easy. There's these pipes down there as well. And you can get them from the side, that's not a problem. Trying to get into them and down there. Yeah, it just doesn't like it. So, last little bit. And hopefully I can let all this dry properly and come back and look at it later with an objective viewpoint. Clear eyes, clear head. Head, even. God. My accent was showing on that one. Clear head. Not clear head. Sounding more Scouting actually, but never mind. Make sure I get all these edges, because these are the bits that are gonna be noticeable more if I don't get them. And oh no 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 no. Please don't say I just got a load of brown paint on the blue bit. No. I've got it off. That was close. Didn't realise I had some wet paint on my thumb there. Decided to go and grip the bit that I'm trying not to paint and leave a big thumbprint on it. Yeah, that was very clever. Let's go back over all these barricades, these edgings, just to make sure I've got them all in the right places. You see, I've missed a lot there. And down into some of these sections down here that are quite difficult to get. Well, they're not difficult to get, but they're easy to forget. I'll try and get that light so I can maybe see it properly. Some of the silver's still coming through, which is nice. But just not enough of it for me to be able to damn fruit flies go away. Well, fruit fly. Just one of the damn things. But still don't like it. Seems to have got that section. Time 22. I am pushing this. I'm definitely pushing this. I know we only had about an hour to do it, but I'll be able to do it this method without completely messing myself up. Slightly damp brush. I'll just powder it on there if we can. Which hopefully will work. Hello to viewer number 3. Which I've just noticed is, I don't know how long you've been there, but thank you for joining me. Doing over the last final pieces, hopefully to try and get this into the same tone as the others. Now, I've missed a lot of the deep wiring, but that's going to be getting painted either blue or red or green, depending on what I decide for the colours. obviously, but they will be painted a different colour than just plain brown. So I'm not too worried about not getting into the real deep recesses, because I'll have to get in there with a brush anyway to paint the correct colour. So there we go. 4 reactors now painted brown. Such a lovely colour. I could do with a bit more on there. Just a bit more. Make sure I get these caps done. Might end up painting them as lights. Who knows? Not me at this moment in time. I just wanted to get that bit done. So just want to shift that light out of the way for a moment. And that, don't want to get paint on that. Or in my eye, still in your eye with your freaking hand. Move all my rubbish out of the way for a second. 1, 2. See if putting this back up will help at all. No, because I've got daylight outside. Oh, that actually helps a little bit. There we go. That actually does help. 3, and then 4 of them. So I'm not on camera. So that's all 4 done. To the brownie degree. The brownie degree. So I'm enjoying it. I did start on the crane, but I've decided I'm going to leave that a little bit more black as a working piece, especially the chain going down the back of it. And then these have all been dirtied up but re-cleaned again, so they look silver, but they've still got some of that brown tint to them. So that's what they will be going up to eventually. These will be going up to around about that colour, or more this colour. So it's still going to be quite a lot of silver to put on there. But as opposed to the straight black that it was, where is it there at the bottom of it, you can see better what the straight black was. It does have a little bit more shine and texture to it. At least I think it does. People are quite happy to disagree if they wish to. Sure they will. So let's move all this back off the windowsill so the cat doesn't jump on and knock it all off in a minute. I'm sick to death of having to repair big chimney stack things. It does get irritating after the 4th time of having to glue the thing back on. If the desk is full, the cat can't jump up. So in this case, I'm going to fill the desk up with everything that I've been painting, just so safe-ish. I know it looks like a lot, but it's not really. Compare it to everything else that I've still got left to do. So there we go. And that is me done for today. Well, for now anyway, because now I'll get ready to go pick up children from school. Excellent. So thank you. Thank you very much for coming to join me today. I'm going to leave you at that and possibly catch you later. Thanks a lot. See you in a bit.